Hey all, Heber here. So we're taking out the new premium destroyer, the Caprice, today, and this thing is sort of powerful actually, and also in some ways it's not powerful. So I'll try to explain what I mean in this video here, but first I'll just go through the build I'm using in this battle, and I'm using the new commander just to try her out, but I'll also show you a build I think is better. So here we have her, Ariadne, and yeah, not the best commander in the game, I think. Anyway, I put AA spec on the ship here just to do it really. And yeah, it's a pretty standard setup here, like 6 smokes, and I do remember that this ship here can switch between main battery reload and smoke and speed boost and sonar. So in other words, you can get smoke and sonar on this ship here, and that just makes it very powerful, very, very powerful indeed. Except for the fact that you have 1.9 kilometer detection on your torpedoes, not that good. And because this commander isn't like completely maxed, I have 5.5 concealment. I'll show you a build after this where that's improved. But this commander here, I wouldn't spend any money on her. Like her sinister strike skill there is mediocre, and her base trait is also something you can very, very easily live without. So yeah, I don't really, I don't see a point in her. It's nice to have new commanders, but really, the guy I want to go with is Turwood here, the best British destroyer commander. And do keep in mind that this ship is a British ship, it's not French. So I have pretty much the same perks here, except for with this guy here, you get the Smokeathon. Legendary perk. You can also, choose anything else, but Smokeathon is the whole point of this build here, because you get 8 smokes and they reload faster than they disperse, meaning that you can just use them, one after each other, going on. And at the same time, you get your sonar. So it's a really versatile build, and the ship is really fast, 44 knots, and concealment is 5.1. That was 5 kilometers before. I wonder what happened. Anyway. It can go down to 5. I saw that before. So this is the build that I would use, but in this battle here, I'm using the first build with Ariadne just to try her out, really. Now, I'm no Bravo Foxtrot. I'm not a particularly good destroyer player. I mean, I can hold my own, but I tend to be a little bit too aggressive in these ships here, and that's why I actually enjoy having this very fast destroyer here with smokes. What that means is that if/when I overextend in these destroyers here, I actually have a smoke to save my butt. And it's not just a smoke, it's the very short smokes, just like on Lightning. So they have the really, really good smokes. And if you run the Turwood build, you can get 8 of them. And you can use them, one at a time with that build. Or you can use them one after each other and just make them into one very, very long smoke, for example, if that's what you want. I think it'll last about 6 minutes all in all if you just pop them right after each other. Because like I said before, with a fully upgraded turret, you can just, like the smokes reload faster than they disperse. So you can just keep using them. I think that's very valuable because I love small, like short duration smokes. But sometimes you need a long duration smoke, and then you can just pop 2 right after each other if that's the case. It's just very, very versatile, and this is a very versatile ship. It's not, the best damage dealer because the torpedoes, 2 kilometer detection, you'd have to be a really, really awful potato to take one of those torpedoes. It's like the Yukikaze Azure Lane destroyer, also with the same detection. But it does happen. I did get some torp hits in this ship here. And you also have 7.5 second reload on your guns with this build here, because I picked the sonar over the main battery reload. So it's also not the best gunboat. But what it gives up in offensive power, like you get back in droves in utility. Because you have so many smokes, 8 smokes. And like I said before, you can use them in any combination you like. And notice this here, you also get the single fire torps from the British line, although this is really a Le Fantasque destroyer, but it's a mix of Fantasque and Lightning, and it's just, I think it's extremely powerful. yeah, you don't get high damage games. I don't tend to. I only played 3 games or something in the ship here, but so far it's like it's pretty hard to get hits with those torpedoes there with 2 kilometer detection, and the guns, like I said, 7.5 second reload. It makes it hard to set a lot of fires or win gun duels with nasty gunboats. But if you just want to do destroyer things, spot and smoke others up, smoke yourself up, grab caps and use your sonar to disturb the enemy plans, well, this is a great ship and it's a lot of fun, and that's the most important thing in my mind. Fun ships is what makes the game fun, and it's really easy to make some new interesting and fun ships, exactly like Wargaming has done here with the Caprice. Like, they've taken the best, or maybe not the best, but a few things from 2 destroyer lines, and then they give you a whole range of options that you can equip your destroyer with. So if you want main battery reload, you can. If you want smoke, you can. If you want sonar, you can. And like, it just makes for a lot more interesting builds, and I really think Wargaming should start to roll out more consumables for every ship in the game, like, so you can create new strategies based on new consumables, really, because consumables is a very easy thing to change in this game here. They already exist, you just have to change what ships can equip what. Of course, you have to be careful not to create some very overpowered, nasty monster ships. But I think Caprice here is fairly well balanced, because yeah, it's powerful. It has very powerful smokes and very powerful sonar. But on the other hand, like I said, the damage output is kind of limited, and you're also at about 5 kilometer concealment. The torpedoes, you have quite a few of them though, but they are fairly slow compared to the Japanese. And you do get single fire, which is awesome, except when I don't really time it right here. But then, on the other hand, when you compare this ship to the Azure Lane Yukikaze, which is like one of the best gunboats in the game, that ship is nasty. That, of course, is a very nice damage-dealing ship, but it also has the nasty torpedoes that this ship has here with 2 kilometer detection. So, yeah, you get more bang for your buck with Caprice, because I really like, well, pretty much any ship with a smoke and sonar combination, and especially like sonar and radar also, if you get that. But of course you don't have that on the destroyer, because it just allows you to play the game in a funny way, really. That's it. You don't have to do the exact same thing every battle. Go to the best spot where you have line of sight at the most of the enemy team, and you can shoot at ships in a certain quadrant, and yada yada yada. Like, the spots where everybody goes at every battle, if they know this game very well, because yeah, that's the best way to win. And it's super boring. It's extremely boring. It just makes every battle the exact same thing, and it pretty much just ends up with whoever makes the first mistake and takes the citadel, and that's the end of it. And that could be a problem in clan battles, actually. But anyway, like I said, give us some more consumables, mix it up, make it more interesting. And from what I heard in the blog post Wargaming put up a bit ago, they're looking at adding some sort of legendary perk to ships. Now that sounds interesting. I don't know if it'll come out this year though. I'm hoping, but I don't know if it will be, because that will allow you to make completely unique builds. And I hope that it's going to be very difficult to add one of these legendary perks. Like, they don't have to be very powerful. Like, maybe give you, I don't know, an extra sonar charge, or cut your sonar reload down by 20%, or whatever. Give you an extra smoke, or extra 2 knots of speed, or it could be a million things. But I do hope it's going to be very difficult. Like, I think to upgrade one thing, whatever it is, on a ship, you should pay, for example, 10,000 steel plus 10,000 doubloons, yada yada. It should not be easy. So it will force people into really think about what they want to buy for their ships, because there should be a few options for each ship, not just one thing. Probably, like, I'm guessing I would like to have 5, 6, 7, 10, something like that, because then someone who purchases like an extra sonar for 10,000 steel, for example, it's unlikely that that person is going to buy something else for that ship in the near future. And it just it gives you all the options you want. At the same time, it limits how much so you can't go crazy with the options, So you have to pick, really. I hope that's the way Wargaming is going to implement this, because that would certainly help the game. I don't know what they're planning, and I don't know when, and I'm just guessing a little bit here, but it's certainly what's needed. Now, they have shown a little bit of interest in, changing the upgrades on the ships, which is also another area where they could just allow us like a whole range of upgrades instead of just 2, 3 maybe. And different levels of each upgrade, for example. That would be great, and it would create more diverse builds and create more diverse gameplay and force people to think a little bit outside the box. Because when you play with players who have played this game for a long time, like 2-3 years, and they have like 20,000 battles or something, you see the exact same gameplay every time. Every time, and I mean, that gets really boring, and really the only way of countering that is to shake up the gameplay a little bit, allow us to have more diverse ships with more diverse builds. And another thing I would really like to see, and I keep saying this to the community managers, is some kind of perk or whatever to expand the sonar range, for example, and also the radar range, because that's something like that especially more experienced players like abuse, because they stay at the exact range where they know the radar can't reach you, and that just it limits the areas that we play and the areas where other ships can be, and it's just not good for the gameplay. So it's better that, some people can decide, hey, I'm going to put this perk on my ship that extends my sonar by 10% or 20%. Now, that would be interesting, because then you probably, you cannot be sure that a ship can't radar you when you are, for example, like 9.9 kilometers from a Minotaur. If that Minotaur has a 10% addition, then he can radar you almost out to 11 kilometers. I mean, that would create some new fun gameplay and will catch some people with their pants down, and that will be excellent, and it'll be good for the game, and it will help this game not turning into like the kind of stale, long range trench fight, which it really is. I'm having a hard time having fun in this game at the moment, because I think the content this year, other than ships, has been very, very limited. These two captains here, or commanders, they're the only ones we've had since, I think, February. That's 10 months. That's a very, very long time. And as I've said a few times, this game here is all about the different builds for me, and that's especially to do with the commanders. So if we don't get new commanders at a regular pace, I get bored with this game here, and right now I'm extremely bored. And we got 2 new commanders today, but let's be honest here, they are decidedly mediocre, and I wouldn't spend any doubloons on them. Definitely not. And there's only one battleship commander, and if you already have Azure Lane Dunkirk, why would you ever even consider getting this pirate guy? It doesn't make any sense, because Dunkirk is way better. And the Caprice commander here, Ariadne, she is also like just a gray, boring thing that no one really needs to buy. I don't get it, because after this battle here, I'm gonna put turret on this ship, and that's it. I will never touch Ariadne again. So why? And the fact that we don't get a cruiser commander is also a huge problem. I mean, why? And 2 commanders after 10 months, that's not enough. That is not enough, and stuff will have to happen. Because, like I said, I'm getting bored. I'm getting really bored with the game. And that's, obviously a problem. And I'm hoping that Wargaming has something really cool up their sleeve. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm probably going to cut down my videos because I am getting fairly sick of the game. So we're getting to the end of the Caprice battle here, and as you can see, I put the CC camo on it because I think the pirate camo is absolutely ugly. It's disgusting. And as usual, not a lot of damage. 26,000 is almost nothing. But we've done our job. We spotted a lot. We've capped. We've torped. We've defended. And if I just had like another second or something, we would actually be able to get this Öland here as well. But as it turns out, I am not allowed to shoot him. Game says no. So anyway, that was the Caprice, and that's the only thing I think worth buying in this pirate thing here. Utility, like a 10 out of 10 on this ship here. Damage, 5 out of 5 probably, and up to you if you like that. So I hope you enjoyed it, and see you out there.